actually kind of where this cell is moving. It's the time not to be driving on the road. It's time to get off the road, and it's time to get into a sturdy structure away from windows. That's the best place to be when you have one of these potential tornadic cells coming through. You don't want to be near windows that could break in or allow you to be subject to the potential of flying debris as well. So let's zoom back in here. And again, so tornado warning that remains in effect until 9:30 p.m. This is all the way from Beatree to Beatree Mills, or Beatree Manor, I should say, Ecklo, and then areas north and east up to the state line just south of New Freedom. So up I-83, if you're headed up towards the state line there, that is where you're going to be seeing that potential of a spin-up tornado out of some of the cells that are now moving through that area. Again, I want to put on the storm relative velocity, and let's see if we still have that couplet there. Again, where you see the green, it's kind of backed up to the red. That's where we have that potential of circulation within that system. We'll go ahead and show you some of the intensity of the winds right here near Bentley Springs. And as you move your way toward, looks like Gores Mill, the opposing winds anywhere between about 10 to 20 miles an hour. So you have winds going towards the radar site here in the green, and then coming out of the south in the area in red. And again, we're actually taking a look. I believe this is at the Twitter feed, and there's the tornado warning coming out of the National Weather Service with that polygon, if you will. That's over that area of northern Baltimore County. Pop that off, and we can actually, again, show you the reflectivity mode on the radar. And this, again, is the place where you need to be in your safe place. If you're in Gores Mill, all the way up to Beatree, as well as just off to the north here of Bentley Springs, that's where our polygon is, or severe thunderstorm that potentially could be producing a tornado. And that is what the National Weather Service has spotted on their radar. And they're saying at this point there's a radar indicated tornado, and there's good reason to believe that we should be treating it as such. So if you are in the path here of this cell that's moving to the northeast at about, again, it's going to be at about 35 miles an hour. We'll go ahead and show you here off to the north. Then you want to be in your safe place, away from windows, and in a sturdy structure, not in a car, not in a trailer or mobile home. The best place to be, again, is in a sturdy structure away from windows. Now, let's go ahead again, and want to keep folks safe here. So we're going to stay with this until the warning expires, which is at 9:30 p.m. And then we'll send you back to programming if that should happen, if we expire this warning. But again, this is moving off to the north and east at approximately here 35 miles an hour, so shorten that down. And here are the areas that are forecast to be affected. Now, the thing is that, again, as you get north of the Pennsylvania border, that's where the main towns are. But there are some smaller towns and hamlets, of course, here in northern Baltimore County that could be impacted. So here's what you need to do if you're in the possible path of this tornado, or at least of this radar-indicated tornado. First off, get away from the windows. Go to a safe room. What is a safe room? An area like a basement, or someplace that doesn't have any windows, an interior room, an interior bathroom. That's the best place to be. And of course, stay aware of the weather conditions. In other words, you can pull us up on your app and take us to that safe place. You just don't want to really be in an area where you're susceptible to debris possibly flying in, or glass, or windows breaking, or anything like that. So lowest level of your home, in an interior room or a basement, best place to be. And of course, if you don't have a good place that's interior, you can always go into a bathroom. You can put blankets or even a mattress, something like that, over yourself, and you can just kind of lay down in the tub. And that also can put you in a better situation to make it through if a tornado would come across your area. So again, a radar indicated tornado here in northern Baltimore County. This is north of that I-83 marker. There's Moncton. So it's north of Moncton, right along the state line. We're taking a look here on the side of the side of the radar here. That is York Road at I-83. So again, a tornado warning remains in effect here in this area, right along that state border until 9:30 p.m. So looks like we might have additionally added in now a severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll go ahead and pop that off. And looks like, again, we're going to be dealing with this tornado warning until at least, there it is, 9:30 p.m. this evening. And you can actually even see, if you take a close look here, I got a feeling that this thing may be even intensifying potentially a little bit of a kind of curl here to the radar echoes. You can kind of see it right here around Beechtree, and then right south of the B in Beechtree Manor. And that means there potentially, again, is some rotation involved in this thunderstorm cell as it's moving right along the state line here. Now, mind you, up in Pennsylvania, we still do have a tornado watch until 11 p.m. Here in Maryland, it's been expired, but a lot of times by definition, it's said by the National Weather Service that tornadoes could be in or near that watch area. So this is near that watch area that we're talking about, right in this location, right along, about Bentley Springs north to just south and east there of Rule is going to be the area for this. And what we're going to do again, we'll put this on there it is, storm relative velocity. And this is why we have the tornado warning that has been issued. Again, where you have the red next to green, that's what we call a couplet. When there's a couplet, that's when we start issuing tornado warnings, or at least for a radar indicated potential tornado. And go right there. And again, you can see here around Gore Mill, there's some of these greens, fairly weak returns, but there are greens which are kind of butted up against some of these reds here, 2 miles an hour towards radar. And then we've got winds that are going away from the radar about 10 to 15, 12 miles an hour there. So this is why, again, there's that tornado warning. Expires at 9:30 p.m. for extreme northern portions of Baltimore County. And that goes all the way up to the state border here. Go ahead and move that just a little bit off to the north. Actually, let's recenter our picture here. We'll take a look at the regional, and then we can actually zoom right tight in here on that blinking red box. That is our tornado warning once again in this area near Norrisville, as well as, again, Beechtree area as well. So if you are in the line of this potentially tornadic storm, you want to make sure that, again, you get into those interior places in your home, into your safe place, and you can keep us on. You can kind of hear us in the background so you can figure out what's going on. But again, this is potentially a dangerous storm cell. You want to make sure that you are not outside. You want to make sure that you're off the porch, off the deck, off the road, if you were in line to potentially get this cell right here. And it's coming up right now on the Pennsylvania state line. So it's very, very close to the PA state line right now. We'll zoom on in here. And again, it's right here toward Green Meadow that we are seeing that potential of a tornadic cell that is moving its way to the north and the east. If we could actually pull up the safety tips once again. I know it takes a little bit of time sometimes to get those, but we'll talk about that. You can see some of the purple returns here around Beechtree Manor and Beechtree, as well as Green Meadow. That's where we have the potential here of maybe some hail, very heavy rain, and potentially even a tornado that's involved with this. And that is going to be in effect here, this tornado warning, until 9:30 p.m. And we're going to stay with this until either they cancel this warning early or we hit 9:30 and the warning drops automatically. So again, this is a storm we don't want to really be messing with. We're going to take you in here, and it looks like, again, this continues. Whoop, let's do that one more time. Caught my hand there, and let's pop that up one more time. And northeast at about, again, 30 miles an hour. And it, again, is this area right around Beechtree Manor that we are most concerned about getting a potential tornadic thunderstorm cell. Let's try it from this side. I think we'll get a better track here. So we can pop that up, and again, there we go, that's better. So we can, again, show you some of the places that are going to be impacted by this. Most of these are in Pennsylvania, moving to Stewartstown, Crossroads, Winterstown. So a lot of the bigger towns that will be impacted with this are just across the state line. But we still do have, again, some smaller hamlets and smaller developments and subdivisions that could be impacted by a radar-indicated tornado here in the next 20, actually it's now about 10 to 15 minutes. We've got this warning that continues out. Green Meadow up to Oakland, Freeland, Beechtree Manor, Maryland line. You know that exit there on I-83? That potentially is in line for this, as well as Harris Hill. So again, relatively sparsely populated, but still there are folks living here that are surely in line to get some of the damaging winds potentially, as well as maybe even a life-threatening condition if you're not in the right place, in your safe place, away from windows, and also in an interior room. That is the best place to be when this type of situation is occurring. So let's go ahead. I'm going to actually go onto our mode here, and we can take a look at the potential. This is what we call the shear swath. That's what I want to show you here. And this shows you where there have been indications of rotation over the past several minutes. And you can see with the warning area, we've got this, again, this area right here in the green that is that shear swath area. That's where we have that potential of a tornado that formed and has been moving its way off to the north and east. So let's go back to our reflectivity, and we'll take a look here. It looks like we might have actually dropped our warning at this point, so we might be able to send you back to programming at this point here. But again, it looks like now severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Pennsylvania, but we have dropped our tornado warning early. So I'm thinking that the signs of rotation have diminished with this cell. Of course, we're going to break into programming should we need to keep you abreast of any more tornado warnings this evening, and we'll see you on Fox 45 News at 10.